In January, the Secretary of the Interior attempted to impose this constitutionally suspect order on the White River, encompassing 722 miles of river and 17.8 million acres of watershed spread across 2 states and 60 counties. Although the administration has alleged that local consultation is a cornerstone of this order and that it came in response to local support, it turns out that this is exactly the opposite of the truth. This fact should stand as an eloquent warning of the deceitfulness of these officials and the actual intent of this program. Rebecca Water, the former CEO of American Rivers, now serves as a senior official in the department spearheading this effort. She has refused to answer the subcommittee's questions about the scope and intent of this program or to fully explain the legal authority for usurping Congress's constitutional authority to designate public lands. She has, however, assured the public that blueways are harmless and that they merely serve as, quote, rewards for local areas. But as we review the administration documents, we discover that the so-called rewards for White River included imposing 180-foot buffers along all rivers, seizing at least 282,000 acres of land, forcing federal conservation plans on 3/4 of the region's farms, and banning human activity from floodplains. And we also know their ultimate aim. As a recent letter signed by 79 environmental advocacy groups says, quote, with 3.5 million miles of rivers across the country, we have only scratched the surface when it comes to establishing blueways. There is tremendous potential to expand existing trails and create new ones, end quote. Fortunately, the citizens of Missouri and Arkansas saw through these smarmy assurances and fought back. Earlier this month, the Obama administration was forced to back off from imposing blueways restrictions on the White River, and 2 weeks ago, the new secretary was forced to declare a, quote, pause on the entire program. Unfortunately, despite repeated questioning of the department, it is not at all clear whether the pause is a sincere reevaluation of a fundamentally flawed program or just a timeout until the heat dies down. To date, this administration has met our request for more information on the Blueways program with silence. They refused to appear before Congress to answer substantive questions and have failed to provide us with documentation that we've requested. I might add that despite the subcommittee's long-standing practice, the Democratic minority has failed even to invite witnesses to tell their side of the story here today. They defend the program in Washington, but not in the communities directly impacted by it. The Congress and the American people are entitled to forthright answers from this administration, not stonewalling. This is particularly urgent in light of the avowed intention by the program supporters to turn their sights on all 3.5 million miles of American streams and rivers. I want to thank you for allowing the subcommittee to perform its important oversight function here in West Plains. We look forward to taking your message to the rest of the nation. And with that, I'm pleased to yield to the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Jason Smith.